look at this. The car is down, and I had to call a tow truck. This car has never been on a tow truck. As long as I know.
So my car is so anytime.
First time on a tow truck. God damn. Thing is bright. Let's see. Man, this sucks. It's okay, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I don't know what it is, but I'll fix it. Jesus Christ, why are you doing this to me? Oh, maybe. Boy, 大丈夫ですね。大丈夫。I think he has block, maybe. Before we go. Gomenasai. I am sorry. Oh. Teacher, none that why? Come on, man. It's okay. Slowing it up. Man, it's some bullshit. It's some bullshit. Either it's gonna be something, it gotta be something wiry. Easy, probably. But literally, I think I went over wiring. But I'm just gonna have to look into it when I get home. Now I really gotta see how I'm gonna get it in the house.
Oh, what do you do? I don't think the truck will through.
Here we go. Gotta get it in there. I gotta.
You can use brick though.
Huh?
You can't use brick.
Shit, I'm gonna have to use something. Like. If anything, I'll get my truck. I'll get the truck and pull it up. The rest of it in there.
Comment は
いけたって。
You gotta blow your fingers. Something here. So I checked one of my previous logs and I put in the trigger signal for 1 and 2. Alright, so this is on a map, the log that I recorded on the 30th, I want to say. On the 30th. And I logged it and I was checking, you know, trying to see what's going on. So if you can see here, getting the map signal and all that. But you also see there, trigger signal number 1 is no signal. Trigger 2, we got a signal. All right, so I'm gonna switch to another map that I looked at previously, 1030. So this map here, I have key off. Oh, hold on. Pause. Key off. Let's go down here. Go to our trigger signal. No signal because the key is off. It's just sitting there at the moment. So if we grab this, plot here, move it over. All right, so here we have 0 RPM, right? And if I go just a little bit to where it's just beginning to start the car, which is 141 RPM. Both signals. See if I can move it out. All right. You see, look at this, no and no. And then we click here. As soon as I start the car, we get yes. And everything starts to work. I think it's number 1 that is messed up, which is the crank. I know it's kind of rigged up, but the transmission is off right now. You can tell by the gaping hole that's right there. I've been testing to see if I'm getting trigger signal from trigger 1 and 2. So right here I've been logging. So I got trigger 1 signal, trigger 2 signal. Trigger 2 is getting a signal. But when I, to test it out even further, I took the trigger 2 signal, which is this wire right here. I unplugged it. It went to this is to the cam sensor. This one down right here is to the crank. So this is actually trigger 2 signal, which is the cam. So I tested it with this. So I turned it on, started the car, checked the signal. Signal from trigger 2 is working. Trigger 2 is cam, trigger 1 is crank. I'm not getting a signal from the crank. So I unplugged it. This was all plugged in. But I unplugged it. I switched this wire to the crank sensor and it should get a signal. So no signal, still nothing. So that tells me that that sensor is more likely dead. So got the other sensor somewhere around here. And I'm gonna switch it out, put everything in. Let me show you how I got this rigged up on this starter part. So like I said, transmission is on the ground right there. Bam, boom, transmission. What I had to do is put my flywheel back on
and I put the plate back on. So I bolted it back down and bolted it up top on one, and I stuck the starter back in. So with RBs, they don't have like a place where the starter like slides into like anywhere on the block. So they use this plate to help with adapting to here that's on the transmission. So it's just like a spacer. So I use it and it works. That works. Just in case anybody else has this problem or wants to start, it's not a problem, just wants to start your car without having the transmission on and has the tonal that's right there. So just in case. Oh, the sensor right there. Here we go. Came from Australia in like 4 days, 5 days, I want to say, including the weekend, but it came here pretty quick to come from Australia. So thanks PRP for sending this. I really hope that this sensor lasts a little bit longer than that one. I guess we'll see. You know, maybe could have had like a bad batch. You know, I wish it had some kind of warranty, but yeah, it don't. Literally just check the crank signal. So I'm getting signal 1 now, and I'm getting signal 2. So we're getting both signals there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm literally gonna try and start the car. So what I'm gonna do, double check everything. I wired the sensor in the other night. So I wired it, mounted it back in. The new sensor is in. Fuel shooting up there. So it is. We're gonna do a PC. Let's try it. If it starts, then start it. That's crazy. That is crazy. King is back. The King is back, bro. Oh, it felt so good to hear that start up. Let's go. Let's go. It felt so good to hear that start. All of that because of a crank sensor. Not anything wrong with PRP or anything like that. Not trying to bash anyone, but I just wish that sensor kind of had like a longer lifespan. I literally put that kit in maybe a year and a half ago. Maybe a year and a half ago I put that kit in. But I mean, it's electronics. Electronic goes out, so even sensors on your cars go out. But I got another one. They shipped another one. I mean, I have to pay for everything, but they shipped another one from Australia, and they got here in like 4 days. Shout out to my buddy Nick Yanni. I really appreciate you, bro, for everything that you have been helping me with, even with not with the sensor or anything, but just in general. Shout out to everyone that has, you know, been there to even help me with anything. Another shout out to Keiko and her husband. I really appreciate you guys for helping me with, because with them that night, I was supposed to take them on base earlier that day. I was headed there to take them there, and that's when the car stopped right at the light. Car stopped, didn't know what was going on, thought it was the fuel pump. So I got out, checked the fuel pump connector that was coming right from the battery. So changed it and tried to start it, still no start. After doing that, I was kind of like, what the hell? But turns out, after I getting home, get my head together, calming down a little bit because I was a little pissed. But coming down, and then I was thinking, and I started talking to my buddy Cody, and his Instagram is Hamtuned, and he was like, "Man, check the crank, one of the sensors, either the cam or the crank." And I got on the computer, you know, got to the log where I could check the cam signal and crank signal, and turns out that the but first things first, he said we checked the ohms. So I checked the ohms on the both sensors, and the ohms on the crank sensor was like going really high, like it would not stop rising. So I was like, maybe that's it. But I checked one on the cam and it was fine. Like, check the ohms on it and it would stay the same numbers. So I ordered another sensor, and turns out that was the issue. Literally I'm really kind of glad that it happened then and there, but not at that moment in time. But like meeting her and her husband, and also my friend Yamauchi-san, they really helped us out a lot. When the tow truck got there, tow truck guy didn't want to hook. We had no way to hook it under, but especially with the lip of the car, no way to hook it under. So we literally had to push the car into the tow truck, even though it's a flatbed. It came down, went flat. You know, we still had like a little bit to go over. So we pushed it all on there, got the car all towed up, and they actually brought us home. So they used their car and they brought us home. And as I said, I really appreciate them even coming by to even help. Also, shout out to Mike and his son, Little Mike, which is Big Mike. But I really appreciate you guys for going. They went and got me a connector from Make Man, and I really appreciate that. See, it's true people, and also the two, I forgot their names. If you're watching my channel, you know who you are. You guys stopped and you just checked on me and asked if everything was okay. At that point in time, I thought everything was okay. I just need to change the, my connector, but turns out I was a little bit more involved than just a connector. So I really appreciate that again. But they we got the tow truck to come into our area right here. Like, let's see. He turned in down there, and this is the best way to get in, but it's still a small road, but he got it in here. And we parked the tow truck up here, rode the car off, and we literally had to push this car up this hill and into that driveway. And it took all 4 or 5 of us to do that. But it was, I hate they told Keiko and her son, not her son, my husband said this was like a memory for them for coming to Okinawa. I really didn't want that to be a memory like that. I want it to be a good memory. But they said this is a good memory because, we created a bond. Like we came closer. So that I guess it became a great memory. So thank you again. And for right now, I ordered a clutch. Hopefully it's on the way. I don't know. It's coming from Yahoo Auctions. I hope it's really on the way because next weekend, which is it next weekend? On the 19th. Yeah, on the 19th, 9 days from now, next weekend. This car is going to Kadena for the drag race, and I got to break the clutch in. So I really need that clutch, my guy from Yahoo Auctions, please. I went ORC this time. This is a OS Geekin. To me, I think this clutch, I don't know, it went away too quick. I really had this clutch not long. If you watch my video, I replaced this clutch, I want to say last year. But it wasn't it like brand new, but it was new enough because the guy that I bought it from, he's a Japanese guy. I'm not going to say any names, but they said that their friend had it and they just took it out of their car because they just had put the clutch in. And they were, I guess they parted ways with the engine, or I don't know. But, yep, right now just waiting on the clutch. Once that clutch get in, car starts, runs, we're back on the road. King is back. Thank you for watching this Myology. Peace.